So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble Dwellers and Jar of Marble Curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles. And I'm Bob. It's lovely to see you, Bob. Yes, it's lovely to see you too. That's so good. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about Actfirst, Paniclater. So, if I actually trusted myself... Do you? Well, yes, I do. I'd start by letting go of the constant questioning, the doubt, the second guessing. I'd be more in tune with my instincts, listening to that quiet, steady voice inside that's always been there, even when I've been too loud or too afraid to hear it. You, too loud? Ah, shut up, Bob. In that moment of trust, I'd realise that the actions I take now don't have to be perfect or approved by anyone else. They just need to be true to who I am. Hey, what's the difference between black-eyed peas and chickpeas? Black-eyed peas can sing us a song, where chickpeas can only hum us one. Ha, get it? Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, I thought so. If I act first and panic later, I'd stop waiting for the right conditions, for some external sign to give me permission. What's an external sign? Could be someone's okay to go ahead. Oh, yeah. Well, someone could be giving you the thumbs up. They might approve of what you're deciding to do. It could be enough money saved, a deadline that's harder to attain than the starting of the goal. Yeah. Instead, I'd lean into the discomfort of not knowing that the journey is as important as the destination. Always wondered about that saying. You did? Yeah, like who does that? Well, you could, and maybe people you don't know, Bob. I'm also talking of my own meagre experience, talking about my first business when I was 22 and had zero idea, of course, what lay ahead. What happened after all that was I realised that I did act first and had a small panic later, a number of times actually. My girlfriend borrowed $100 from me after 3 years. When we separated, she returned exactly $100. I lost interest in that relationship. So you did. The one thing I do know now is that I'm being safely in my 60s is... Oh, thanks, Bob. Yeah, that's all right. In your 60s, you bloody need it. Okay. So you have to give things a go. If it burns in you, you have to get out there and just go for it. Go for it, I'll say. Keep showing up, so to speak, and see what happens. Like this podcast. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not doing one or two a year. I'm just doing it. The most important thing is I'm having fun, and my hope is that our very beautiful listeners are doing the same. Perhaps it's timely to say, please feel free to email me with any ideas or suggestions. You email me too. You can email Bob. Yeah, or Bob and both of us. Subjects that you'd like me to discuss, or maybe you have an interesting challenge or something you'd like to ask. I'd be happy to talk about it, give you my 5 cents worth. I do believe that we're all here to help one another, and if I can, I'd be happy to. Or you may prefer, as some do, for your inquiry to be totally anonymous and not mentioned on the podcast. Again, am happy to receive your emails and write back. So how much does that cost? Nothing, Bob. There's no money involved. All right. Well, I actually like free stuff. Don't be a haul. If I'm trusting myself, I wouldn't expect flawless results. I'd expect growth, learning, and yes, failure too, because that's what happens when you're trying or not. You will learn and you will change, because in that space of self-trust, failure becomes a part of the process. We've said this before. We have, but it's really, I think, very important to repeat, because with us humans, sometimes it takes that for us to understand fully certain things. And sometimes when we're feeling, failure in regard to something, it is not a sign that you're not good enough. Yeah, we've talked about that. That failure is a part of the process. Yes, it is. It's an opportunity wrapped up in a hesitation. Oh, I like that. Oh, yeah, me too. It's a moment to re-look at what I'm doing and what can I do about it, change it, repackage it, reframe it. Hey, if you ever feel powerless, just remember that a single one of your pubic hairs can shut down an entire restaurant. Thanks for that. That would be a hairy situation for the restaurant staff, wouldn't it? I say. But anyway, try anything and analyse it. Give it a go and see what happens. Oh, yes. That's right, you've got to give it a go. Absolutely. There's a certain peace in knowing that I'm enough as I am, and I'm sure any of you listening to this today, I'm hoping that you're in a position where you think, I am who I am, and that is damn well good enough. I take a lot of comfort in that. Whoever came up with the word dentures really missed the opportunity to call them subtertooths. Yeah, really. I vote for teethies or alternate teeth. Yeah, no, okie dokie, arty chokey, my joke if you don't mind, all right? When I truly trust myself, I stop looking for validation. I'd stop scrolling for approval, checking for reassurance, and asking for permission from others to try something new, a new hairstyle, colour, clothes. What am I going to do this week on my podcast? Whatever it is, I trust that I have what it takes to figure things out, even when it's hard. Sure, skydiving is scary, but have you ever been at someone's house and the toilet won't flush? Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, you're a trick, Bob. Anyway, right now, if I trusted myself, I'd move in the direction of the things that scare me. I'd take risks, not out of recklessness, but because I know I can handle what comes next. There's a freedom in trusting yourself. It's like giving yourself the grace to be human. Oh, I like that. To make mistakes. Oh, I like that. And still show up for the next step. Hey, I'm never eating edibles again. I just watched a whole movie on mute crying because I thought I was deaf. And what do you get when you cross an apple with Spider-Man? Cider-Man! Get it? Yeah. Well, we have got the moves today, busting them all over the shop. Hold me back, I say. Hashtag Actfirst and Paniclater. It means choosing to create my path, even if it's uncertain, because I trust that I'll be able to navigate it. And you will. Oh, damn straight, doll. If I'm really following my bliss, I would act from a place of alignment, knowing that I am worthy of the opportunities, the love and the success that I want. Oh, excuse me. I no longer need to hide or shrink because I believe that what I bring to the table is valuable. Yeah, right. You're actually right. I'd stop trying to fit into someone else's idea of who I should be and start being exactly who I am meant to be. I was thinking, if you're going to be a smart ass, first you have to be smart, otherwise you're just an ass. Trusting myself means embracing that I am enough, not because of what I accomplish or how others see me, but because I inherently possess the ability to move forward, to adapt and to create. We all do. Oh, yes, I likey. If I trusted myself, I'd be able to finally live in the moment, trust in my decisions, and know that whatever comes next will be exactly what I need. Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah. I believe that people's actions can make it clear that they have no respect or regard for you or for what you do or what you're trying to create. Their actions or lack of inquiry or excitement for you is clearly an indication that they're not valuing you. When you notice this, just take it for what it is. Remember, actions speak louder than words. And they actually think that you don't notice. You don't care, do you? No one bit. Too old to be invested in non-support or discouraging judgmental views, especially from someone who has no hobbies, is mulling around doing nothing with their life, zero investment or care in that, Bob. Oh, tell us how you really feel. Well, Andrew Carnegie is quoted saying, as I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say, I just watch what they do. Ooh. So let's talk self-trust. Yes, let us. When there's a lack of it, here are some examples where there is a lack of it. Take an hour to draft a 3-sentence email. Talk to everyone and anyone for their opinion on what they should do when they already know what to do. Rehearse conversations as though they're prepping for a presentation of Harvard. And because I know you enjoy a bit of a story, let's talk about Anne. She's a client of mine. Obviously, it's not her real name. Anne's a powerhouse, self-sufficient, the one everyone turns to, leans on. She's got a great job, independent, pays all the bills, and she's a good talker. But when it comes to making decisions, big or small, she falls apart. But why? Well, as she
later disclosed as a child she would get into trouble for making mistakes and for crying, and there was humiliation involved, so she second-guessed everything.
Oh,
She subconsciously second-guesses as though her survival depends on it, but it doesn't. But tell that to her nervous system, so it costs her big time. And you're not hearing this by mistake. Something better is calling for you. There are the relationships they've stuck in because leaving felt scarier than staying stuck.
oh my gosh, that's so true.
It is. The dreams were shelved because they needed someone else to confirm that it was a good idea. The promotion they didn't go for because they weren't ready.
Are we ever?
It's waiting for the permission that never comes.
In a span of 11 years, 115 people died in a weightlifting accident at the gym. In the same 11 years, only one person died eating a donut. So make good choices.
So the bottom line,
The truth of the matter.
no one is going to hand you your confidence, to walk in life. Try and recall that many people that have helped you along the way, and there will be many small kindnesses along this walk in life. This is something you have to build yourself. #Actfirst. Paniclater. Next time you feel the urge to survey your entire messenger group about something trivial, just don't. When I say survey, I also mean survey. I just have a weird way of saying words at times, and I have to correct myself for the general public. So make a choice. See what happens. Nobody died? Great. Keep going.
I got so drunk last night I walked across the dance floor to get another drink and I won the dance contest. Busted my smoker moves I was, yes indeedy.
When you make a decision, commit. If it flops, congrats. You learned something. If it works, congrats.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, give it a go. Sometimes you can be onto a winner and maybe you have no evidence that it's a winner. Either way, you're growing.
What do you mean though?
Well, I remember, Bob, when I started my cleaning company, I put ads in the local paper. Yes, it was 1 million years ago. Well, actually, let me see, I think it was about 37 years ago. So, yeah, put my ads in the paper and I manned the phone. I answered every ring with the name of my business, which was Extra Touch Cleaning Company, in case it was a prospective client. Because I had no clients, I had to make out that I was an established business. And one day it was.
I had to give up jogging. It almost killed me. My thighs kept rubbing together and I set my undies on fire. Yeah, sizzled me bits. Charcoaled me bum.
Right. I had a bit of explaining to do when friends were ringing me up at home and wondered who the Extra Touch Cleaning Company was. But anyway, because the business didn't exist at that point, I was just quietly setting it up, or at that point trying to see if it was a goer. If it worked, great. If it didn't work, bare minimum, I gave that idea a go. But it did work.
Oh, thanks. Good on you.
Thanks, Bob.
That's all right.
So, as I was saying, Bob, sometimes you can be onto a winner and maybe you have no evidence that it is. Either way, you're growing.
Oh, I think I still have some unfinished procrastinating to do from yesterday.
So you know what's powerful?
What?
Refusing to have a bad day, actually being cheeky enough, taking control of your feelings and saying, no, not today.
Not today, Satan, yeah? This is for people with lead lights. I'm so happy that you're able to see the fine hair on an armadillo's bum from a mile away. I, on the other hand, can't see shit. You burnt my retinas out.
Bob,
It's true.
the value in acting first and panicking later, I feel, is breaking through new endeavours and ways of living your life. Embarking on new endeavours often brings with it an overwhelming mix of excitement and fear. That's right. This is the juice dwellers. This is the stuff. Feeling alive. Know you're alive kind of stuff. And it never gets old. Never gets old. Hell no.
But you're old, though.
I am, but feel sensational, Bob, if you don't mind. The desire to venture into unfamiliar territory can stir up hesitation, doubt, and even panic. Yeah, sure it can. But that can be a choice thing.
How so?
Well, how long are you going to linger in Doubt City, in Panicville, right? You know it's there. Yes, you can feel that way, but do it anyway. It is quite
Exhilarating?
it is indeed, doll. However, there's a profound value in embracing the philosophy of acting first and panicking later. This mindset can be transformative in helping you break through self-imposed limits and build through new ways of living your life. And that's got to be a good thing, right?
Right?
Right. Have you ever known someone who analyses the crap out of whatever it is they're planning on doing. And perhaps after analysing the 15 ways you may set up a tent isn't bad enough, they haven't even started setting up the tent. Not even close.
Yeah. Yes, I have. I have worked with people like that, and it's very, very frustrating.
I mean, they're very, very good at what they do, but it just takes them a really, really, really long time to get to that point. So time management sort of plays into some roles that, we play in our work life and indeed in our everyday lives.
Yes.
#Actfirst, Paniclater. One of the greatest barriers to taking the first step forward, towards something new is overthinking.
Oh, yes, the overthinking.
The mind naturally wants to anticipate every possible outcome, which often leads to analysis paralysis. By choosing to act first, you bypass the cycle of overthinking and instead engage with the reality of the situation.
I ran into a lamppost yesterday. Luckily, I only sustained light injuries.
Good on you, Bob. Action, even imperfect, fuels momentum, right? And provides a kind of clarity, while overthinking only locks you into a cycle of fear and doubt.
I'm nodding sagely here.
This approach allows you to experience things firsthand rather than imagining every obstacle, making the process feel less daunting.
Well, that's got to be a good thing, right?
Yeah, sometimes you don't know what works until you try it, and action provides the feedback you need to adjust and
improve.
Yeah.
The fact that there's a highway to hell and only a stairway to heaven says a lot about anticipated traffic numbers. Hey. A woman attempted to cut off her boyfriend's dingling. She missed and cut his thigh. She was charged with Mr. Wiener. Yeah, I know.
How about the power...
Get it right?
Yes, all right. Deep breath. How about the power of courage over comfort? Living in a state of constant comfort can be alluring, but growth really happens when we stay within the boundaries of what's familiar.
Yeah, that's true.
I was listening to a talk by a monk this morning, and he was saying that whenever he gets comfortable, life is going along comfortably and calmly, and this achieved by doing pretty much the same thing every day and night and every weekend. Everything is planned out. He knows he has stopped growing and is not trying or attempting to change anything in his life, and realised that it makes him feel like he's lost his way in life. The predictability, while on paper looks favourable and attractive, he is no longer experiencing surprise and the excitement of going out of his comfort zones.
You're old any time you're entering your date of birth with a smartphone and you get to the year and have to spin that biatch like you're on the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah.
Acting first, even when it feels uncomfortable, builds courage over time. This courage doesn't come from an absence of fear, but from the willingness to push forward despite it. When you throw yourself into a new experience, you cultivate resilience, adaptability, and a deeper understanding of your own abilities.
Now, this is true and always worthwhile.
Yeah, because over time, you begin to realise that discomfort is often the birthplace of transformation.
Yeah!
That's right. Sure. So now we are learning through trial and error. So no new endeavour is without its challenges.
Yeah.
So #Actfirst, Paniclater. When you act first, you open yourself up to the possibility of failure.
Yeah.
But also to invaluable learning.
So true.
The willingness to make mistakes, course correct and adapt fosters innovation and creativity. If you hold off on acting until you have all the answers or until you feel ready, you're likely never to move forward. When I was first starting this podcast, and I had done quite a bit of research and, what was involved and different courses you could take and different things you need and all the rest of it. The thing I heard so many people say, I have to get this and that perfect, then I'll start. Then they would go to, say, a podcasting related seminar of sorts, and a year later still tweaking and still haven't started. And I made plenty of mistakes, and would I change any of it? Sure, if I could, but the truth of it is I just got started.
Yes, that you did.
Also, many people who start don't get past episode 3, and it seems from just the what I've read and people I've spoken to, it seems like 7 episodes seems to be the magic number in terms of just not doing it anymore, throwing in the towel.
Well, I'm glad you didn't throw in the towel, otherwise I wouldn't exist.
Well, yeah, you got a point there. Life is unpredictable, and the most rewarding experiences often emerge when you stop waiting for the perfect moment and simply get started. Failure is no longer something to fear, and I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up, and I'm not even joking.
Oh, yeah, I know. Me too, actually.
I'm serious. Because you are building confidence through experience. Each new action taken, even when followed by panic or uncertainty, increases your confidence in your ability to navigate the unknown. In essence, your fears become less intimidating once you've confronted them.
This is the truth. Have a little panic and then go on to the next thing.
Yeah. Hashtag Actfirst, Paniclater. Every time you act, no matter how imperfectly, you reinforce the belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. And if nothing else, it's just a fantastic experience, a little notch on your lipstick case, as it were. This builds self-assurance and prepares you to face future challenges with greater ease. And the forever old, but have to do, the letting go of perfectionism. The idea of acting first and panicking later challenges the perfectionist mindset that often holds people back.
Yeah,
the need for everything to be just right can be paralysing, and it actually is for so many. And the pursuit of perfection can stifle creativity and growth. So what do you reckon, Bob?
I bloody agree there. And I was thinking about what Barbie taught me.
Well, come on then.
Barbie didn't give me poor body image. Barbie taught me you can't reattach a head once you've removed it from the body.
Yeah, actually you're right. Taught me that too, Bob. Acting first pushes you to embrace imperfection, which is where true innovation happens. Instead of obsessing over every detail, you allow yourself the freedom to make mistakes, have fun, learn from them, and refine your approach as you go along.
So the panic part?
Well, yeah, transforming panic into motivation. It's natural to feel panic or anxiety when faced with the unknown. But what if, instead of avoiding or suppressing those feelings, you let them fuel you? Yeah, something like that. By acting first, you give yourself the opportunity to experience fear in a more controlled way. Panic, in this context, can shift from being an immobilising force to a motivator. Like many things, you do it, and it's never as bad as you think. It pushes you to make decisions faster, adapt quicker, and trust yourself to handle whatever you're doing and whatever's going to come after that. Panic doesn't have to be the enemy. It can be a catalyst for growth if channeled correctly.
Yeah, not my circus, not my monkeys, but I know the clowns.
I like that. Not my donkeys. Yeah, don't get caught up in things that are not your focus, donkeys, monkeys, whatever. Get on with your idea. So much simpler.
I agree.
And it is to be said that living a life with fewer regrets is definitely a goal. I remember when I was a much younger woman in my first business, I was 22, and I recall sort of imagining in my mind that I wanted to be, as an older woman, and in the vision I was sort of looking out of a kitchen window and I was looking into my garden and I was thinking, I'm so bloody glad I did that. No regrets. And I'm glad I did it anyway, that I did try different things, that there were haters back then and I'm the one enjoying myself still. So it's got to be a good thing. Can't say starting a podcast was even on my wish list, but at the age of 60 when I started,
oh yeah, that's right, you're really old.
Apparently, but I feel fabulous. Hashtag Act First, Panic Later. Ultimately, the value of acting first and panicking later is that it helps you avoid the trap of inaction and regret. There's little time for regret, so get to it.
Oh yeah.
Nothing more crippling than regret.
All right. And sad.
Yeah. So sad to be looking back on your life and realising that the fear of failure or the desire for certainty kept you from pursuing your dreams or just doing something different.
Bloody do it, dwellers.
That's right. By adopting the mindset of action first, you give yourself the chance to live fully, embracing new opportunities with open arms. Even if things don't go as planned, at least you can say you tried, and that alone is often more rewarding than playing it safe. And that is my thoughts. I say, self, you gave it a shot. No one can take that away from me, not even me.
You know, you say strange things, you know.
Do I, Bob? Do I? Or is it just flat out honesty?
Well, as I say, if your thighs touch, you're one step closer to being a mermaid. So who's the real winner there, eh? Eh?
Yeah, couldn't have worded it better himself, really, there. So, dwellers, in conclusion, embrace the chaos, reap the rewards, act first, panic later. There's a unique strength in the willingness to leap before looking, to act first and deal with the consequences later. It's not about being reckless, but taking courageous steps despite the fear and uncertainty. No. But by acting in the face of panic, you'll find yourself breaking through barriers and building a life that's rich with experience, growth and possibility.
The word homeowner has the word meow in it. Good luck pronouncing it correctly ever again. You're welcome.
I love it. Homeowner. Oh, I don't know if I am ever going to be able to say that again. I do enjoy your community notices, Bob.
Thank you.
The true value lies not in always having a perfect plan, but in embracing the journey, however chaotic it may seem, knowing that action is the key to unlocking your potential. And I think that's pretty cool and exciting.
Time to go. I'm off to act and then have a panic about it.
Okay. Yes, it is, Bob. It is. So say good day to the family for me. Give the Labrador Retriever a bone. And we'll see you next time, okay? All right then. Bye.
Bye!